Hey everybody, welcome to Anxiety and Depression Suck. I've been watching a lot of videos on YouTube and mostly on anxiety and depression, some self-help stuff, anything to ease my mind while I'm going through this time of anxiety and depression. Probably about 2 months ago, my panic attacks came back after probably about 5 or 6 years of being medication free and feeling great. They came from a period of chronic stress and worry that unfortunately I didn't see the warning signs. I didn't really pay attention to the tight muscles, the muscle tics, my disrupted sleeping pattern. And then one night I woke up and had a full-blown panic attack, and they lasted for about a week and a half before I went and got some meds. And I took some meds. They put me on an antidepressant, and it's worked pretty well so far. Very low dose of Lexapro, 10 milligrams, and a little bit of Klonopin. I was taking about 2 milligrams of Klonopin per day, broken up into 4 doses. Now I'm down to about 0.25, maybe 0.5. Every 12 hours, about 0.25. Sometimes I don't need the other 0.25. So it varies. I don't want to get off too quick because the side effects are kind of crappy. The nausea and kind of the brain fog and some of the other things when you're getting off a benzo. It's not worth it. I can go a little bit slower, take my time. There's not a race to get off of this stuff. So anyway, what I wanted to talk about today is encouragement. I want to encourage anybody that's suffering from anxiety and depression, panic disorder, any type of mental illness, that it's not a death sentence. And a lot of us struggle with medications, taking medications. We watch a lot of videos on YouTube that, are anti-medication, and which, I've never been a medication person personally. I've always liked to go to the gym, which I still do, but I think there's all types of treatment, and I think that there's many ways to get better. I think you have to incorporate your diet, obviously. Exercise is huge, probably the most important. I think it's like a natural antidepressant to get to the gym every day. And I know a lot of you guys can't even leave the house, so maybe you can run in place at home or do some push-ups, some sit-ups, or get a stationary bike and put it in front of the TV, or while you're on the stationary bike, you can read a book or something like that. But the exercise is vital, I believe, in recovery. And then don't be afraid to take medication. If you go to a credible doctor and they, prescribe you, and if you're worried about it, maybe just start off on a low dose and see if you have any side effects. See if it bothers your stomach, your head, makes your anxiety or panic worse. But the meds are there to help. I have a few friends that are in the pharmaceutical industry, and I talked to them at length about the meds because I didn't really want to take them, but I felt pretty confident after talking to them, and then also talking to a couple of different doctors and a psychologist, that the meds are just kind of a band-aid to get your head together so that you can put a program together, a holistic program together to get yourself well. But when you're in the midst of the panic and the anxiety and the depression, it's hard to think clearly. You get worried about everything, nervous about everything. So if the meds can kind of take the edge off and get your head together a little bit and help you formulate a plan, help you get out of the house, help you get back into your routine, then they're not necessarily a bad thing. And I believe, these are just all things that have worked for me. And like I said, I was on meds years ago. I've been off them for 5 or 6 years, and I just recently had to go back on because I didn't do the work every day that I needed to do to stay whole and to stay healthy. I let the worries of the world and stress of life get to me, and then I think some of us are predisposed to more than others in terms of what affects us and what affects our biochemistry and what affects our bodies and our minds. So if you're prone to have anxiety, panic, depression, then obviously when you're feeling well, you can't take that for granted. You have to do the work and put in the exercise and put in the breathing techniques and watch your diet and take your supplements, take your fish oils and your B vitamins and your magnesium, and obviously get your blood work done and see if you're deficient in any of those, because if you are, that could play a role in your anxiety and your depression. And then also, if you're a male and you're over 40, I'm 51, I just got my testosterone levels checked by an endocrinologist, and my testosterone levels were way below normal. There's a range of 300 to 1100. Mine were down about 215. So I think I'm going to get some testosterone cream to get my testosterone levels back up to what is normal or somewhat normal. And then obviously it'll give me more energy. It'll give me the ability to exercise harder, which will help me with my mental health recovery. So the last thing I want to say is, in terms of encouragement, is I think the most important thing through all of this is to have a good support network. Having somebody that is or has gone through what you're going through is very important. Sometimes you feel alone. Sometimes you feel like you're on an island. Sometimes you feel like nobody understands what you're going through. But when you turn on the YouTube videos and you do searches online, you see that it's a more common problem than you might think. And we all struggle with it. Sometimes it's a lifelong struggle. Mine's been since my mid-20s, and there's been great times, and then there's been some very low times, and times in an outpatient program and whatnot. But if you put in the work and you find a group, a support network, either through friends or family or your church, it's very important to also find somebody that's been through it, because they can understand it. You guys can talk about your sensations or your symptoms and all the things, the ups and downs, and it helps you because, like I said, you feel like you're not alone, and it does help in your recovery. So just want to encourage anybody out there that is suffering to hang in there, to see your doctor, contemplate and think about all the different ways to get better. Ultimately, it's your decision. What works for me might not necessarily work for you. Everybody reacts to meds different. Some people don't react to meds at all. Some people have to do it completely natural. I've done it a little bit of both. And again, the most important thing is to see your doctor, talk to your friends and family, talk to your loved ones, and get the support that you need. Because this can be a rough, rocky road, and it can really, beat you up and get you down, where you feel that there's no hope sometimes. But again, there is hope, and if you would comment, or you need any questions answered, or you just want someone to talk to, my contact information is below, and I wish you well in your mental health recovery, and have a great day. Thanks.